There is an idea of a Patrick Bateman, some kind of abstraction, but there is no real me, only an entity, something illusory. And though I can hide my cold gaze, and you can shake my hand and feel flesh gripping yours, and maybe you can even sense our lifestyles are probably comparable, I simply am not there.
Hi everybody, my name is David. Thank you for watching Crazy Narcissist Ex-Girlfriend. The reason I made this video is the other day I was thinking about something about my childhood. When I was in grade school, I had a forest behind my house. Big old forest I got to play in all the time. It was awesome. My friends and I would go play all the time, and I had several different friends that would go play. And they would all get poison oak. And I wouldn't get it. I'd be the only one that never got it. They would always get poison oak. And if you don't know what poison oak is, what's this stuff right here? Poison oak. It looks like poison ivy, kinda, but it's got the same ingredient in it. If you're allergic to poison ivy, you're allergic to poison oak. You're also allergic to poison sumac. That's a Middle Eastern thing on the other side of the world. Basically, I never got poison oak. And my friends would get deep rashes, man. This is nothing compared to what it would look like, what they would get. They would get it up their ass, they would get all their face and back, arms, armpits, all over. And I would never get it. I couldn't get it. I mean, I just was impervious. I even tried to get it. I couldn't get it. So it got me thinking, you know, is this what you can be with like narcissists? Can you be impervious? Can you be not allergic to them? Can you be not weak to them? And you know, and I mean, you can't just take a shot. There's no vaccine, and there's no pill. So what you can do is not be a still target, a standing still target. It's a lot harder to shoot something that's moving. It's a lot harder for a cheetah to catch its prey when it's faster, you know. So basically, what I'm saying is we're all targets to the narcissist. To the covert narcissist, we are all potential targets. I know somebody once who said, he says, I used to tell him about some of the things my ex used to do to me, and he'd always say, man, I would never let anybody do anything wrong to me. Ever. I never let anyone fuck me over. I watch him get fucked over consistently and constantly, and by narcissists. They lie to him, they borrow money from him, they make him feel good, they butter him up, and then they take off and never talk to him again, stuff like that. So, basically, you want to be a moving target, and how do you do that? Knowledge. So, it's what I want to do. I just want to kind of list a bunch of things on what these people are, and what they're looking for, and what we can do to avoid them. Signs that you can look for in the beginning of relationships that might tell you, you know, big red flags. So basically, these people are predators. They live off people. They need us. Okay, they aren't like us at all whatsoever. They don't look at the world as we do. You drop one off in a small little town they don't know anybody in, and you don't give them anything, and watch what they do. They're going to walk around and they're going to lie and manipulate and steal and use sex and cause drama and ruin and destroy everything to get what they need. And it works for them. So I want to arm you with a little bit more knowledge. For those of you who know all about this, hopefully maybe I can come up with something you haven't heard before.
Imagine that the most handsome, charismatic person stares you straight in the eye and says, "You're special. You look good, and you're good at what you do." He seems to know just what you like. He reads your innermost thoughts, and you feel like you've discovered a soulmate, a deep intimacy. You're experiencing one of those rare, fleeting moments that makes life worth living. Before you know it, you're involved in a deep personal bond with a psychopath.
So psychopaths, sociopaths, narcissists, they're all predators. They prey on society. They need society for one reason or another. And they're going to take what they're going to get. They're going to take what they need from you if you let them. Now, I'm not saying we fight them like our little mongoose buddy here. No, not a good idea. Some of them can be extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Especially psychopaths and sociopaths. Narcissists can be too, as well. I wouldn't recommend fighting them whatsoever. Now, I'm not saying that we tame it either, like a snake tamer, snake charmer, like this guy here, like this idiot. But what I'm saying is just have some knowledge, you know, or you're going to end up like this little buddy here, with nothing, just a naked little baby out in society. You're going to get hurt. These guys will hurt you without a little bit of knowledge. You know, it's just like I always say, ever since I was a kid, I put my wallet in my front pocket so it doesn't get stolen, right? I've done it ever since I was a little kid. And just like women take self-defense classes to protect themselves. You know, this is knowledge that you can use. The thing that I don't understand is, why are people so nice? People are just too damn nice in society. You know, it's like they worry about the burglars, the muggers, the robbers, the scammers, the salesmen, the lawyers, the doctors, the bankers, the politicians, you know, but the person sitting next to him at the bar, they'll trust him with anything. Tell him all kinds of information, open right up to him. Anything you want to know. Best friends in 5 minutes. And I see it all the time in the business I've worked in. It's amazing what people will do, how trusting people will be, how open and offering they are to their own private information. Now, predators have been studying people their whole lives, and they've been watching people their whole lives to basically know who
like
to
with just
attack,
13
who to prey on.
moving dots, that's all there are here, you'll have no trouble recognizing these very ordinary activities. What's more, tests have shown when a person sees a movie like this of his own movement, he'll recognize it immediately as his own.
According to research from the 1980s, it isn't just where you're walking that makes you vulnerable to crime, it's how you're doing it. Now a new study based on criminal responses shows that people with clumsier gaits are more likely to be chosen by their attackers. Their assertion followed research that involved filming 12 people on the sly as they walked as they normally do. Some of them had been victims of crimes and some not. The footage was then shown to a group of prisoners who exhibited several benchmark traits of psychopaths, like having no empathy and being manipulative. They were asked to pick the best potential victims out of the bunch. Lo and behold, they were more likely to choose the ones who happened to have been the targets of criminals in the past. Each of them walked in a style that was described as being slow, somewhat out of sync, and with short strides.
In an experiment using facial expressions, psychopaths could accurately detect fear in people from a very young age. Porter's colleague at UBC Kelowna, Dr. Michael Woodworth.
We expected across the board they'd have trouble recognizing the different emotions due to their emotional deficits. We found that they did actually better at recognizing fearful faces, suggesting that even at quite an early age, they are already starting to engage in a sort of predatory-like thinking where they're able to pick out certain individuals or see cues in their environment that would suggest this might be somebody that they could have as a victim.
So, like I said, these guys are predators. They feed on their prey. They're looking and watching for their prey. They know who is weak. They know who has been hurt before. They know who has been abused. They know who's been neglected. They know these things. They can see it in body language. They've been studying people since they were a child because they've been studying their parents since they were a child. They haven't been getting any love, and they have to learn how to read the parent, the abusive parent, to know what kind of mood they're in so they can get what they need from that from the parent. So they become experts on reading people.
The beginning of the relationship, very whirlwind, very love bombing, lots of gifts, money, trips, attention, sex, whatever. And so the intensity of that is like no other.
Sandra Brown has studied how psychopaths lure their victims. A counselor and author of the book Women Who Love Psychopaths, she's seen the pattern time and time again. It starts with targeting the right woman. As one psychopath admitted,
he said, I throw a hook out for empathy. And depending on how they respond to that is whether I will pursue it. There's no use going there if she doesn't take the bait.
And that's absolutely crucial to remember, that these predators don't have empathy. Therefore, they look down on us for having it. It's not that they're weak. We look at them as weak for not having it. They look at us as weak for having empathy. So when we are broken down and crying and suffering because of something they did, they think that we are absolutely pathetic and they have no respect for us whatsoever. But they will use that empathy against us, and they'll use it as a lure, like she said. And the covert narcissist will play the pity card. They will play the pity card on you and make you feel sorry for them, and they'll tell you about the abuse they had. Their past boyfriends or girlfriends abused them, their mother, their father, their uncle, everyone abused them. And like she said, don't take the bait, don't fall for it.